know I see you now. Mad something. You want a soundtrack? Give them a clip for. Out of them and take. Shot them like a rifle. Mix with a shanty, yes, some sound boy. Love the watch, shanty like a peeping drama mix. With them out of massy, sound shot of the original. No carbon copy. Can't mix up Batman sound with some clapping. No rent a jet, no fit a mix up with none of the no fashion girl. Can't come and tell man bouncing and say love the girls in caramel and liquor coffee. Just freaky when she ready, but she know when she feel classy. Talking about a slim girl, mix with a fatty, me a talk about small waist. Hear me now.
So Chin.
What me say about team?
Area go on, people.
What me say about team?
People, area go on. Sasko, when you get mixed up in another thing, you go on, right?
What we say team?
Why you stay neutral right now? You understand?
Yes.
Because from where the China try to build him artist team. You understand me? I say?
Yes.
And him a draw for some old boy. You know, like him used to the 80s and everything. Him draw for some old boy.
Yeah.
Then when they me him squeeze Sasko in the car, him say, well,
you're the man who wicked man.
Him say lyrical artist. Him say, Sasko off in there. You understand me? I say?
Right.
Now then him put Bling Dog in there. I mean say Chin right now, Bling Dog there, Aji Bounce.
718-554-8598. So here's what we've been doing from the other day, Sasko. By the way, big up for coming through the studio, right?
Yeah,
here's what we've been doing for the other day, right? Uh-huh. We all have what we call our teams, right? Our team of artists. We not have no relationship with them.
Yeah.
We just have a team of artists that we pick, that we say our team.
Yeah.
My team, the qualifications to get on my team is just lyrics.
All right.
I don't care who's selling. You know, it's just lyrical content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have a group of artists. Of course, naturally you are in that group.
Yeah.
You know, Ninja try twist the thing for be little bias because Ninja's team is all about artists that make hit songs.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's
Him a top 10 team.
That's a team you give me.
You know what I mean? Top 10 team.
That's a team you give me. So let's go on with the team where you give me. One and few of the bad artists them in your team. So say, you know what, make sure too.
Some people. Sasko's in the building,
yes.
team.
Yeah.
Sasko, what's going on, man?
Right, it's all good right now. In the midst of recording this next project, so I'm very excited about that. And the difference with this project and anything that I've ever done before is that now we have, one place to work from, and that allows you to record again. It's very seamless. It's not. You have to change something, but the engineer on the next studio gone and somebody gone somewhere with the CPU and the file and the man still come back, but then somebody booked the time and right. So now that I have my own facility, it really has been just a more seamless.
Listen, people, Sasko has I want to say state of the art studio. He's being very modest about it. Very, very. When you walk into Sasko's studio, you're like, yo, you know what I mean, and definitely have to congratulate you on that because there's been artists before you and even artists know that don't own a facilities for themselves like that. So for the fact that you're taking your craft so seriously and actually decided to put that together so you can be comfortable in this next leg of your career is phenomenal.
Well, I want to tell you, this next leg is what I truly believe is really, in other words, all the time that I've spent so far, from a band till now, I'm falling in love with music very early. And career-wise, started off very early too. As a teenager, still just in high school, and at 16 and a half, 17, starting to go about. And so now, what is now, like 15, 16 years in, I really feel like all of that was groundwork and foundation work for the work that I really am to be doing. And having this facility now is also a part of that. Moving forward, kind of with now having so many other things that I need to do the work that I really need to do.
So, are you thinking differently about your career nowadays? Now that you are in, matured and
of course. At all times, I've always wanted to contribute to my art form as best as I can, and when I say my art form, I mean reggae and dancehall. How am I going to contribute to something that I love so much? And so. At 16 and 17, your mind is going to be working a certain way. And indeed, the type of contribution that you can give at that time as somebody who nobody don't know is going to be different from what you can do when you're 17 years in and you know, when you have gained more experience and of course improve on the art form itself. So, you know, like for example, now I am certain that I can represent reggae and dancehall music in any forum. In other words, you can put me on a track with anybody. You name whatever artist you can find. I'm sure I can do the industry or our music some justice to be on there and represent it well.
Lyrics Ninja, this is what I'm speaking of. You know, I just want to say that lyrics. So he's basically saying that lyrically he will find something to fit the occasion when put in that position. You know what I mean?
So but lyrically and all kind of color. I mean, you know, working on the art form means, you know, improving on all the faculties, so you record better than you used to, 10 years ago. It means, you know, just understanding, you know, so much more, you know, dynamics wise. You know, it's not just about, okay, you find the lyrics, but how do you communicate that? Like, you know, you're going to go for hard assassin sound, or you're going, you know, all of that involved in terms of, you know, just understanding how to represent on something and, you know, just professionally, you know, how you interact with people. Turn around. Sometimes it's something that you have to, you know, put together really quickly, you know, all of them things. And then you have follow through. So what about, so you do the song and then what after that? Suppose you need to represent here and there, you know, them kind of thing.
You had opportunities to work with international artists as well.
I wouldn't necessarily call it work with, but, but I would say, you know, represent the art form and some various projects. I would say.
And what are some of those projects for people who don't know?
So like Kanye Jesus album, To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar. I did some work with Raekwon on one of his projects, Cardinal Official. Did some work with Rice the 5'9" the other day. Ape Drums with for the what I call it, Mutant Brain, that track for the Kenzo ad thing. What else? And you know, a bunch of verses here and there, and I mean.
So people are now reaching out.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Reaching out and asking you to see what you can put to complement.
Yeah, I've done a considerable amount of work, especially in the UK. We're getting a lot more, you know, requests from that side. There's a lot going on over there, and you know, so once again, it's a matter of, you know, just trying to represent the music as best as possible. In the scheme of things, you know, the debate over the last few years has been, you know, people, you know, taking away the music and, you know, taking the art form and doing what they want with it and thing. And in the midst of that conversation, I really feel like there's no such thing as somebody taking the art form. You know, music was never designed to be restricted to the creators of it. Because if that's the case, then only people would care about reggae and dancehall is people in Jamaica, and that would be that. So, you know, I think it's a great opportunity for us to have, you know, other people interested in the art form. It's just a matter of also being a part of that representation.
Right.
So when your name or your number get called, you know, you need to be ready to represent it. And, you know, hats off to, you know, those who taking, you know, steps to do that and do that as best as they can.
Sasko's in the building, those of you who are just tuning in. We're going to take a commercial break and we're going to come back. And I kind of want to have a different vibe with him than what we had before, because I know he's passed through about 1 or 2 times. I want to take his career back to the beginning and speak about how it all started out, so you guys can see the journey of where he was and where he is now. What is it? 16 years after? Yeah, well, 18 years after?
Yeah, I get it. So if we say 2001 is when, you know, like you'd call the breakout year. So that's going to be, you know, 17 years come next year. And then before that, of course, you did the preliminary work, like 2 years, so you can call that 19. And then, you know, the amateur work where, you know, like from 4 years old to DJing and this and that, school concert. And
so 20. We'll round it off at 20.
No, man. If me I go turn 35, it means 31 years I've been at this thing. Yeah, because by the time I turned 4, I knew that I love music, and I, you know, started making steps to understanding as much as I could and learn as much as I could, and started to try to put songs together and everything there from 4.
Every artist has a path that was taken, whether it was purposely or it was by coincidence, of how they have that story of how they got into the industry. Mm-hmm. When we come back from the break, we're going to ask Sasko what was his entrance, who helped him, who was there with him, what was that struggle like, and bring you guys right back up to modern day times. Keep it locked. It's Sound Chat Radio. Going to take a little break, pay some bills, and we'll be right back. Oh, if you're just tuning in, Assassin Agent Sasko's in the building, and we're going to have some good conversation. Ninja, you know what I want right now?
What you want? That song?
Just because of that conversation has been pissing me off.
That song there.
Yeah, but I want the dub version.
Yeah, you want? All right, I'm gonna get the version.
No, me don't want the 45 version. I don't play the 45 to Sasko there.
Oh, okay.
I want the dub version.
Yeah, one thing about Chin now, anytime you get dub plate, him boss in him, man. A man boss it.
It's a poster.
A man just boss it. The man in front of say, yo, park the 45 now, come and get dub plate. I want you the 45 now.
But them delete the 45.
Sasko in the building. Don't listen to him, Sasko, man. I saw them love tease me more time.
I know that it's gonna be a good day. I saw it in my dream last night. Yes, I know that it's gonna be a good day. Oh, tell me, can't you feel the vibe? Yes, I know that it's gonna be a good day. Don't you realize? Oh, sound chat, yes, it's gonna be a good day. So happy to be alive. Man, something. Hey, sound chat. Hey, one, John. Ah, yeah. Cheers! Come on, sound, man. You know the thing, though. Morning. I'm a winner. You know that I am, mama. Hey, so shot, say we are win. Ah, yeah. Hey, so shot, hey, man, go tell them. Say we winning right now, you win. I say we winning right now. We figure that trophy to what we living right now. Hey, so shot, tell them, say we winning right now, yeah.
So, Sasko, every artist that comes into the industry has their story of how they actually got in, how they got to record, who helped them, if anyone helped them, what producer. What is your story? What was your in? What was that finally?
All right, so they got my brethren Briggy, as a matter of fact, I'm supposed to see him in the night. So I used to go Camp Down High School. By the end of fifth form, that would have been 98. Went on to sixth form for 2 additional years, and my brethren Briggy was Praga Neville. Is one of the men we used to beat desk after school and clash and whatever.
That would be Briggy Benz.
Briggy Benz, yes. And Briggy also in that time, Briggy used to come to school with some of Spraga unreleased tune them and DJing at the clash. And so you find, so now, sometimes when I get all a bad beat up, I have to dip on the bus and go home and I build something because, of course, when I know say a Spraga tune, him just come and just a DJ something. So I say, yo, the man I got hard. So me, I feel, as a 15-year-old youth, I feel step up the writing for match the thing. Then when my DJ come and say, where the brother y'all get them lyrics are from? Anyhow, of course, every few months, a year, the tune, and I say, wait, hold on, another tune. So anyhow, so when we go on to sixth form now, Briggy, say, finish and I'm go pursue music and thing. At the time, I still used to see music as something that I love very much and pretty much something that was maybe reserved for some different level of people or something because, just the amount of, respect and thing that, and reverence, call it, that I have for artists from a juvenile till now. So I still have it as, I do this thing, I love it, but, I can't really, do this. So, so Briggy left school and I said, all right, yo, I have some tune and thing, I don't know if you want them since I'm not going to use them by all means. So one of the songs them that make it Briggy now, tune in. When myself a big up all the shot of them, it's like him a DJ it and Spraga get the tune and love the tune. So Spraga get a rhythm from Steely and Clevie, Street Sweeper rhythm. And yes. So like, yo, Briggy, the tune there, what me that DJ last week? Send on, So anyhow, so Spraga ended up voice the tune for Steely and Clevie. But the thing about it is, Spraga didn't know it was somebody tune because otherwise he wouldn't take the song. So pretty much that was that in terms of Spraga recording a song as a 15-year-old I put together. So I reach out to Spraga and say, as a big schoolmate and thing, and me write the song and blah blah blah. And I say, what? All right, come link me down a penthouse. I go link him a penthouse. Him say, yo, Donovan Jermaine, the other youth the same one DJ for him some holiday because I still had 1 year or 6 farm left after that. And pretty much that was it. Like, yo, I'm going to see where this thing I go for the summer. And if we see like moves, I make them continue because I know that I couldn't just, be blindly going at it. And then 10 years in, you still, whatever, I understand, right. Say, boy, is something that's very unforgiving. It's something that, it's not owed to anybody, and I've seen many people, from my community and so many other communities who try and them believe say it got man. Sometimes it just don't happen, So I never wanted to just be indefinitely, pursuing it. So so I kind of make a deal with myself. Say, yo, if some are done, and say no kind of advancement, you know.
Yeah, do something else.
Not really. Like, all right, so, but how long? You know, all right, so summer not go on. But give yourself for next year, because you're still there at school. All right. After I left school, how much, you know, how long you're going to be pursuing this thing if you just not sit, you know what I mean? So anyhow, so starting that summer, get introduced to German, but, you know, German is like, yeah, whatever. I never really see back German until a couple of years after that. I used to, like, leave school now and go to, like, down at Jammies, and used to walk from take bus, go thing and walk all the way through Waterhouse. Then sometime when you go on a Jammies and not really going, you have to left the sun and walk up a Budge. So one only per walking up and down in the sun out there. So the first time I actually recorded in a recording studio, I'm say somebody asked me earlier on if I did Face. Big up Face from these. Face is the first person to pay me for a dub plate. And I mean, when I say pay, I mean like I'm still in a uniform and I'm just a youth. I do 2 dub and, you know what I mean? And he's one of the people, as I say, who help is one of the integral parts of the story. But anyhow, the first time I recorded in a studio, first time I put on headphones and singing in a studio, it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock one morning in my school uniform, down a Jammies. John was the producer. Suko was the engineer upon the session. As a matter of fact, the rhythm I just played, somebody asked what name is the Law Rhythm, produced by my brethren in Suko. So, you know, even that is just so funny how
And Suko
things
was
come
the
full.
artist at that time?
Yes, because War 21 did that like fire.
Yeah.
But there were still engineers at Jammies. And the thing is, of course, most of the time like 2 a.m. because as a youth, you know, just trying to make your way, you know, yeah, at them time days, or them have a thing in a basketball, them say garbage minutes. Garbage time, bridging 3 o'clock a morning and dog asleep. So, you know, so that was the first time I recorded. The song never come out now or nothing, but, you know, it's a part of the journey. A significant part. Remember, we get it on an iBias cassette and listening to the cassette reel out. You know. The first time I saw my name on a record was produced by Gargamel Music. You know, Endless Love and Respect goes out to Buju Bant, and he put out my first record, a song named Revamp. The first time I heard my voice on the radio was a song produced by Trevor Jammies. Actually, Wayne Marshall and War 21 were at the studio, and him called me and said, yo, listen, they might drop the thing. Beat down the whole of the boardhouse to right. Yeah, man. So that was the early days of it, but a very key component of my whole journey was the fact that, as far as people concerned, I write Spragga song them for the whole of my career. You know, Chinese telephone go, right? You write one song and next thing you know, start then so I write the whole of Spragga thing them. Of course, Spragga was and still is a very integral part of my story, and you know, very instrumental in that formative stage of my career, because it introduced me to a lot of people, and it's very different when, you know, somebody has respected and revered in the industry, like Spragga said, yo, that youth I'm bad, you know, that sort of stamp of approval.
So Spragga gave you that push?
Yeah, well, more than, because as I say, it's one thing when you walk up to a producer and say, yo, and it's the next thing when somebody, like I say, has respected as Spragga and say, yo, that youth are bad. And as we say, word was going out like, yo, maybe me write a song or two. You know, so there was all of that going on. It certainly kind of give you at least the audience with a producer.
See.
That might even if you get the audience, you would have it with a different kind of perception to begin with. So that was great. And then, but like I tell people all the time, that is one step, and then you have to complete, right? So you have to finish it now. You have to
be able to deliver.
Of course. So even like my story with meeting Face, I was at Jammies again, and you know, me the rhythm I played was Unleaded Rhythm. The song that so the rhythm I played, so I'm walking at the studio, I'm like, yo, who for rhythm this bad? Suko and them did not the studio. But once again, this was prime time, and enough man there, and as a juvenile, you kind of just, you know, build before y'all get run out of the studio too. So anyhow, so, you know, a man point Face, like, you know, say a Face rhythm and thing. So, you know, of course, more advice now, because you're rhythm bad. But, you know, Face don't know me now nothing, so I'm just like, yo, Suko, what are you there? So I said, yeah, man, I'm bad, man. But once again, you know, that never really sealed the deal or nothing. So the rhythm I play and then I just start DJ a tune. Got them and watch him and not chatting, but you know, so that you won't say, right? Man, so hold on, the Suko, you're wicked. You know, so you talk about the youth bad like the youth, the youth bad. So, you know, some record the tune and thing. And
so Face recorded you?
Yeah, man. So it was one of the early times, and it's true, it wasn't one of the things like, oh, you have a thing I go on and recorded just because of that. So, you know, enough respect to Face and so many others who give the youth some a chance based on the merit of them talent and not, you know, waiting on, you know, some kind of momentum and then you log in. Also, rest in peace to my Regine True Blue, who also recorded, you know, them time that one, you know, a song did do really well in terms of, making up a lot of people in the industry get to know me. A song name. Well, money there, you just have to know how to forget it. Yeah. I remember like even the first time Bounty Killer talked to me was because of that song. We're like, yo, you, what are you name assassin? Yeah. Tune I say blue. Yeah, so, but, as I said, so I got to meet Donovan Jermaine, who became a manager for the first like 6 years of my career. Shortly after that, big up Zoom J. I meet Zoom J down at Jammies. Zoom J live at Waterhouse, and Zoom J was the engineer at Penthouse. So when they would drive past Penthouse and Zoom J, yo, where you come? You know what I mean? Then it was the same Jermaine who Spragga did introduce me to the first time.
So he's seeing you again.
Yeah. And I mentioned Jermaine again because even just finding yourself around a certain heritage and a certain, situation can really help your development as a young artist. I remember the first time I DJ in a Penthouse, Mr. Jermaine make up in place and said, half key, man. I said, what do you mean? Half key, I'm depend, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm depend on the beat. Yeah. So I said, no, man, I know me a DJ from a 5 year old down the road from me, on record, where all the record warp up sometime. And so the speed all fluctuate. I mean, I ride any kind of rhythm, and I tell me, say, half key. I said, no, man, I better you come like, him not hear properly. Anyway, get to find out, say, me a DJ upon the BTS, but half key mean me and the music I say two different things.
Same.
So me did have to go fix that. So big up Lenky Mars then, who did, carry me aside and say, alright, you would sing this do, re, mi, da, and play something and, help me with that.
So they helped you.
Yes, so development is a critical part of the industry that get downplayed a lot because, somehow we sort of assume that artists supposed to, when you hear them, they're supposed to have everything right. So I'm supposed to can record perfectly. I'm supposed to, more than anything, perform like a master. And don't realize, development is a critical part of the thing. And sometimes the development of the artist have to take place in front of everybody because there was no development prior to him getting a song, a breakout song. So for me, I was able to do a little bit of both and, being around the kind of system where I could develop and develop the right habits. So even holding the microphone, most people use the mic for earning bread, don't hold it properly. Man, them hold way up at the top and cover the instrument itself. And the mic have a tall stick down here. So but you say, then Juvenile, I think the stick up on the mic for. So being around Penthouse and, and Buju, like I said, I learned a lot, of course, being around Spragga, Red Square and all of that. You just learn so much. And
it's interesting because weeks ago I saw some footage. I don't know if you've ever saw this footage where Bounty is basically ushering in Cartel.
Oh yeah,
it's a show that I don't know if you remember this or you saw it on footage, but Bounty is there telling everybody, listen to that youth, you're my youth, and he's ushering in Cartel, and then Spragga comes on the stage with you and say, yo, this are my youth, listen to this youth as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Buju was also there in the midst of everything as well.
So people like Buju, people like Spragga, people like Bounty Killer. Well, especially Bounty and Spragga for sure always have young talents trying with and thing. And you find once again is a critical part of the process that for somebody with that level of respect say, yo, be my ears, so we'll get to share that. You remember what name? Delano's Revenge. Yo, Delano Revenge ram like I don't know what. And Spragga called me up, see me, and my DJ a song, and it all a little vibe, a song name. I don't remember which song my DJ first, but it all a little vibe. But the thing now, it start get to prime time now where Spragga call on me and but right, look at you.
Big man time.
Deal. Yeah, you hear me? But them go work with it the first time and I say, what? The thing gonna some want an extract. Yeah, you hear me? We start to tune in on the ends. The wickedest thing, when I DJ the tune, me hear what me think was response at my work with it. When I was small on the ends, before telephone installed on the ends, we used to play football on the ends. Never know nothing about why it's got up on the ends. Everything did run smooth. And you know what I mean? I'm a DJ the tune, I'm a getting it, So I'm serious, I'm all a vibe in a car. Me I hear, hey, like on rhythm, hey. So I come off of the stage now and stage and I look. But I realize everybody me I look on like I look on them shoes and I look round and me a man say, I saw it go Juvenile, you get them next time. I say, what do you mean? That's not the place. You don't know, so we watch back something bridging and listen about the cassette. No boo the people them I say, man. The space them. Pan the rhythm.
Them a boo you pan the ends.
Pan the rhythm. But the rhythm never boom.
Yeah.
When I was smart on the boom. Before the boom. No, because you could have possible things that the people them so I go fair boo your pan rhythm. When them people are boo, them not just boo. But never hear boo pan rhythm yet. Man, them boo pan rhythm.
Those of you who are listening, I know we got to be out of the building by 8 o'clock, but Sasko's in the building, man. And Sasko, let's talk about now. You know what I mean? What's happening now? Of course, I'm a winner.
Yeah.
And you and I spoke off the air, and I'm like, Sasko, that song there.
Yeah.
That song, I'm a winner. It's like, it just, illustrates the whole journey of what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. Big up to Briggy Benz that's just walking into the building.
People see me. Listen, come on, I see you, Reggie.
Yeah, man, big up Briggy.
Yeah.
Where are we now with the career, and where do we want to go?
So like I said, for me, I really feel like, the last 15, 16 years, and if you want to add the preliminary years to that, is always being put into the kind of contribution that I feel, I can make to the music now. And really excited about that. So I'm working on a new album now. So somebody asked when it forward. Early next year. And I say, I've never had a situation like I have now where I have my own place for record and, like I said, just experiment and do it over and do it again and try this and try that without, restricting your creativity to, the few hours where you get for book or, anything like that.
Your approach to the thing seems to be kind of changing a little bit as well. Reggaetivity was definitely something that caught the ears of a lot.
Yeah.
Is hardcore dancehall artist, as you've been labeled early in your career, actually made a reggae album.
I wouldn't say as I've been labeled, is as I've been representing.
Yes.
Most of my work up to the release of Reggaetivity was, dancehall. So now, we're broadening our horizons, and like I said, I understand that I can contribute a lot more to the scheme of things, and I'm not competing with the 17-year-olds of today. So in other words, my career started as a 17-year-old, and I'm now 34, so that's half my life ago, and I don't intend to be actively competing with the younger ones, because as I said about growth and movement, how can it be that the industry going to grow if a man who started his career 17 years ago is trying to compete with the new 17-year-olds? You need to now be representing a different part of the thing. And of course, your record and your vibe say me, but that can be my active pursuit, and it's not. So, I'm excited about, like I said, just having some way to explore and experiment. And so far, so great, man. We have a few tracks for this album, and Winning is going to be maybe the only. Well, Winning will be the only song on the album that
it better be on the album.
But the only one on there that people know already.
Yeah.
So we're going in with a fresh.
And by the way,
concept
I got a chance to hear some sneaks from the album, and the album is definitely headed into the right direction. It's a different sound, but it's an enjoyable sound. It's a refreshing sound, and it's growth. You know what I mean? And it's great to hear growth.
But I can tell the dancehall fans, dancehall I got it on it. So don't worry yourself. And some real rough.
How do you come up with the concept of some of your songs? Then is it a personal situation you go through and you revive that song because I feel a vibe and go through?
It's various different ways, and even now having that facility, I've also I recognize that I'll be writing a lot more now for other people and things. So like the law rhythm, I get a vibe for it, and it does feel like it's killer for say it, and so some killer say it. You know what I mean? So
also, you wrote the law.
The killer on the law rhythm.
Yes.
And then sometimes it's just the rhythm itself might give you an idea based on just the vibe and the tempo of it. Sometimes is a topic. So like plastic rice was a phenomenon last Christmas. So a tune about plastic rice, and I appreciate certain kind of commentary within the music. Professor Nuts is one of my DJ from, maybe my first DJ as a juvenile. Professor Nuts and Stitch them. Got a chance to do a song with Professor Nuts not too long ago. A song named Rugo. What name? Rugo Data Rugo, the song name. But anyway, sometimes, just doing a song about, something topical is also a great challenge. I like that. I like doing songs about reality that people can relate to. And then more now I'm finding out that what gives me the most fulfillment is doing songs that people can find some kind of motivation from. So a song like Winning being a big song means a lot.
Yes.
To me. A song like Stronger, people see me all the time and tell me about the songs that really help them to go through them day and thing is a big part of my fulfillment.
We got 5 minutes left.
Right? Can't make Biggie come sit down and ask
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. We got 5 minutes left, Ninja. Find one of them punani rhythm or one of them thing there. And let's go back to Red Square days. Let's go back to the beating on the lunchroom table days. Briggy, put on them headphones there, my brother. Briggy Benz, of course, is in. Yeah, Briggy. None of Spragga song there. Turn it up. Listen, man, Briggy Benz is in the building. Assassin. Started out their careers years ago together as some juveniles in school.
Mad.
Beating on the lunch table.
Yeah.
Ninja, find it.
Hey, watch you now. Let's see you now. Are you going to sound shot? That one of them. I'm on the circle and see. Bust a blanket, you please. They went call police when the big things squeeze. All of the G's, they make it in the Guinness. And the stiff them no see. So, man blaze the trees, boy. Me clock spoons, in a me white teeth. Hey, sound chat you could never see in a tight jeans. Still I get a ticket when we rock the Nikes. And you see we in a we fitted and New York Yankees. So you want the one of Brooklyn, hey 90s. Flatbush to Bronx, so we can't left on twins. Can't left out the girl, them up them up from in a me teens. Just the girl, them on me honey, me sting them like this. But me before me teens, so me hide the on me knees. Gully John from me like say me and them me Siamese. Have a gal near me strength, a Chinese. To have me get a picnic for ever Guyanese. Anyway, y'all addicted to me like pins. How with them say them want siren, some boys say them a gal is a no soundtrack league. Them can't get no gal if them no blow like breeze. Them go and gather round for see flow like this. No for them a pirate and the ICs. Oh, them a that thing they and them a no Pisces. You want no Briggy Benz, come talk to them, please.
All this say, gala we thing, tell them gala we thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gala we thing, boy. How we thing, tell them gala we thing. Hey, I make them know now. Don't make them tell them if a gal thing, Briggy never leave. Anywhere we got the gal, them call we name. Gala say we sweet like a key and get them high like a plane worse. B12 gauge explode like propane. I complain them man nah no flame. Can't fling the bolt lightning like you see. Gala say we love game and go to the brain first. We keep them soaking like this.
Well, in my life, the girls, them essential. My feelings to the girl, them is sentimental. A long time me get my gal is credential. Cause before smartphone, the girl, them are me pen pal, yes. But some boy, them must sick them mental. Not for them, no own a gal and even have a rental. And some not have no gal getting potential. Them go try off a rape and then no put essential. But you see, me love the girls, them call them so sensual. You must say, man, they can't call me no home. Oh, some boy, nah, no gal, because them nah no lyrics. You call them boy, the instrumental. But where we go, you me say ya be. We know.
No man.
2 old friends in the Soundcheck studio. No, man. 3 minutes left. Ninja, ready up. Ready up, Ninja. Briggy, you started this time.
Hey, what's on now?
Yeah. Yeah, my man. Sound chat. Well, me say, them only chat tough. Them do that no bad. We have that, we have the whole of that now. Links them long road, we run that rough. But this thing how we the people know that much. When we step out, girls call we hot stuff. I present me with gifts, give me that fluff. Touch them good and make them run that rough. But this thing a road away, so Sasko.
Well, them assassin on the end, hailing up my friends. So easy, big, give me say, easy, Spragga Benz. Now we setting trends. We know. Some of them bad minds till all them head top a feel out. Read them again.
Oh, sir. No, man, the man feel a vibes, man.
I want to.
Feel a vibes. Feel a vibes.
Then the original super man.
When go old school assassin.
Old school assassin.
Yeah, man, old school assassin.
All right.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Beginning.
What me do my thing, living dangerously. Move fast on the pass, everything dusty now. People saying assassin must be one of the roughest and the toughest in the industry. We smooth now, but we been crusty. So no fish could not never make them fin touch me. No chicken head can't make them wing touch me. Do not make none of the words that you are fling touch. Because drama, you don't wanna bring. Trust me, do not feel so the things that we sling rusty. Them scary like Friday 10+3. Little roach, you better approach cautious. Boy, me have to tell you cause obviously you don't know so that we a carry the war bus key. I mean no need no friend for war, just me. That depend me thing anyhow you rush me so I'm no thing living dangerously.
Stop, Kai. The show got done.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Massive and cool, you know the thing going. Big up on yourself, love and respect. Look out the new album of Forward. Briggy, what you say?
Briggy.
Big up sound chat.
Big up for passing through, man. Two old friends,
man,
in the studio together.
No, so two friends from long time.
Two friends from